Is this game an action RPG or an MMO? Is it meant to be a single player experience or a live service online multiplayer game? Was it meant for a casual audience or a hardcore one? While these are self-explanatory questions and should be simple to answer, when it comes to Diablo 4, they're actually kinda hard to answer. And that is because I believe the game lacked a clear vision during its development cycle. It feels like either the leadership was constantly shifting when it came to this game, or all the lawsuits, scandals, and internal turmoil we kept hearing about that was going on inside of Blizzard Entertainment really affected the development process of Diablo 4. I think this is why so many people are confused about what this game is actually supposed to be. And it's also why we're seeing a ton of quality of life features we've come to expect from these big budget live service games missing in Diablo 4. The game can't even decide if it wants to be an action RPG or an MMO. And I think that's why when you go to the Blizzard forums, everyone is confused about how the game is going to handle seasons. If you're a fan of the action RPG, you know exactly what a season is. However, for the casual market who thought Diablo 4 was more of an MMO, after all, it does have a ton of MMO elements. In fact, many have called it Diablo World an MMO Lite. They're not really sure they want to do this seasonal journey. I mean, if you have limited time to play, do you really want to redo all that renowned grinding, all those boring side quests? The reason seasons work in other action RPGs is because those games are much faster paced to get to the point where you want to be. In D4, the grind feels like you're playing an MMO, and most people do not enjoy re-rolling characters in MMOs. Thus, that's the reason why we have paid character boost. Another big reason seasons are so popular is everyone is starting out fresh. You're getting a fresh economy, fresh leaderboards. Diablo 4 right now doesn't really offer any of that. In fact, something as basic as a leaderboard will not be coming to the game until season 3. So let's just say each season lasts about 3 months, and the first season is said to start sometime in July. That means a basic feature like leaderboards is coming 7 months post launch. And it's not just the leaderboards that are missing. There's a ton of features this game doesn't have. Why care about a fresh economy if 90% of the time when you're playing the game, it feels like you're playing an offline single player game? There's no global chat. There's no matchmaking. There's no towns or hubs with other people roaming around. I mean, what is this? In fact, most of the time I was playing the game, the only time it felt like I was playing something that was online is when I would get randomly disconnected from the server, which is absolutely ridiculous when you think about it, because the game actually gives you so many benefits for playing in a party, from more experience to faster paced farming. However, when you ask people how you're supposed to be able to form a party, first of all, you have to ask on the forums because there's no way to communicate with anyone in game. What they're going to tell you is to alt tab out of Diablo 4, open up Discord, and use that to find people to play with. If you have to leave the game and use a third-party app in order to find a group in a game that is forcing you to play online because it's a multiplayer live service game, then that is awful, awful game design. Plus, even from Blizzard's point of view, you think they'd want the game to be more socialized, because why would anyone buy a very expensive, cool looking cosmetic if no one is around to see you? That is like dressing up in a tuxedo to stay home and do nothing. Showing off how cool your character looks, whether that's through a paid cosmetic or by something that you've completed and earned in game, is part of the fun of these cosmetic changes your character develops along the way. Well, good luck finding anyone to show, because this game is the most anti-social online live service game I've ever played. Not only is the game missing bare bone features, it has fundamental issues as well. Crip, a content creator that covers action RPGs and a ton of Blizzard games, very high quality stuff, I highly recommend checking him out, did a video discussing how resistances on gear is basically broken and worthless. Now, you would think this would be a top priority for Blizzard to fix. However, they already announced this will not be corrected until Season 2, approximately 4 if not 5 months after the game's initial release date. How did no one catch this in testing? It honestly feels like this game wanted to have a fresh take on the genre by blending so many ideas together, and it could have worked. It's like they wanted to do the fusion technique, blending MMO elements with live service updates in an action RPG. But instead of making Gogeta, something went terribly wrong, and we ended up with a game that is half Goku and half Vegeta, completely lopsided and disfigured. And while it does have the power to turn out to be something great, at the moment it feels like a Frankenstein monster. It's like they took all the boring elements from the MMO market and put it inside a Diablo game. From boring side quests that are either fetch quest or collectathons to a leveling pace that's a total slogfest. Truthfully, post-campaign, this is a single player MMO without all the cool parts of the MMO market. The only good news is, it seems like Blizzard is actually listening and taking feedback and making adjustments accordingly. I do think in the future, Blizzard will dish out enough patches that the game does turn out to be something really cool. The problem is, the reason why it's going to get so many patches, the game was released in beta at the end of the day. And I'm so sick of paying to be a beta tester for these companies. The fact that we have to wait half a year for something as basic as a leaderboard system is beyond ridiculous. I have no idea how any fan could defend this nonsense. It just seems like the game needed more time in the oven. It's half baked and just does not feel finished at all. It has the potential to be truly amazing, but it's a wait and see type of process. And I don't even know which direction this game's gonna go in. Is it gonna be more of an MMO type of game in the long run? Or does it return to its action RPG roots and realize a lot of the MMO elements were actually a mistake? I don't even know where this game's going, but I want to hear what you all think. Do you guys feel like this game actually was ready to be launched? Are you confused about all the missing features it has? Let me know in the comments down below. Personally, I think Blizzard launched this game with the campaign and they thought that would be enough to tide people over for several months while they dish out more content for the end game. But I'm just speculating. By the way, if you made it this far in the video and you did enjoy it, let me know by dropping a like. And if you are new, please consider subscribing. As for me, I got a ton of work to do, so I'm gonna get back to the grind and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.